Well, good evening, y'all. It's Sunday night. This is Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and if you're joining me, I do appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me on your weekend. I won't say anything about the folks down in the path of Irma, but you know who you are, and if you are there, I hope you are keeping safe. Mostly, I hope you left, but if you didn't, I hope that you are safe. So anyway, let us go ahead and get started. I have posted the last 3 or 4 days to a week about a wonderful host promotion stamp set called Merry Patterns, and this is only available to folks who either host a workshop or place an individual order totaling $300 or more in product before shipping and tax. So a couple of ways to get that. Obviously, you could host a workshop in your home, but it's going to be hard for me to get there unless you live around the corner. Of course, you can do your own, but you could also do a catalog show, which means I would send you 4 or 5 catalogs or however many you think is appropriate, and you'd pass them out to all your friends, or more fun, even get together and look at them in your living room, and everybody pick their goodies and their bestest ideas for fun things. And then everybody places an order with the host code I give you, and then you can earn the Merry Pattern stamp set, just like I did. Hey Pamela, hey Susan, how are y'all tonight? Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you like the card that I am going to be doing here. So, hey Verna and Paula, appreciate you guys joining. All right, so this is our card. You got a little sneaky peek this morning. This one uses the Christmas Around the World DSP. I absolutely love this plaid, and there's a second plaid in the set that I really, really love. So that's the outside, and it uses 2 of the images, both of which are multi-stamped images. And then on the inside, I used the candles again with the sentiment. Hey Ann, glad to see you. I'm glad you made it. Hi Julie, good to see you, kid. All right, so let us get started. This is the card I'm posting tomorrow, so you don't need to worry about any of the card cuts. But we're going to have 2 pieces of real red in 4 inches by 5 1/4 for our mats. Then we'll have another piece of real red, and this one is 2.5 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and that's for the sentiment. I cut a scallop circle out of real red, and this is 2.5 inches. Our card front is the Around the World Christmas Around. Oh, hey Jean, I am so glad that you are going to be on for even just a few minutes. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate that, and I hope you are staying safe there in Sebring. Julie, you are right. Plaid and pines. It doesn't get much better than that. So this is our normal size of a card front, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Then I have an inner liner with the same dimensions, and then this is the sentiment at 2 3/8 by 5 1/8. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, we also have a stitch shaped framelit circle, which is 2 3/8, which is, by the way, the next to largest of the circle dies. I just didn't think you needed to see me cut yet another something or other with my big shot. And then our card base is basic gray cardstock, and it is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Hey Brooke, glad to see you tonight. Glad you could join. I hope you're paying attention, because Irma is a persnickety booger, and she has changed her path several times. I'm feared that you guys are down in the path. So anyway, let us go ahead and get started. Here's the card again for your reference. So the first thing I'll do is get our card front made, and we'll use some fast fuse. Boy, I wish you could have seen my little ladies last night trying to make fast fuse work. Woo! I tried to explain the check mark concept, but you know, you kind of have to hold it, and their hands were little, so it was kind of tough for them. So, but they did a good job, and they managed to get 2 nice little Halloween cards to take home. All right, so we're gonna put this down, trying to get it as roughly even as possible. Hi Twyla, thank you. Brooke, you're right, she's gonna bypass us. We aren't gonna get a direct hit. No, we'll be on the east side of her, which is where the tornadoes are, so I'm excited. We've got everything as battened down as we can get, I think, I hope. But we'll see. Let me gather up some. I think I'm a little disjointed. I've got folks in Florida that I'm worrying about today, and so might be a little bit wackadoo, so bear with me, okay? Alright. So now we're going to make our sentiment. Now, you can see it here that my sentiment is really close to being too big for my card. So the way I dealt with that is to run it right up against, yes, you are correct, Verna. It's like being in a fight from it. Hey, Barbara, nice of you to join. I appreciate that. So what I did is first I pushed the sentiment clear up to the right side of my sentiment panel. And then I also allowed my candle circle to overlap into the card, which I actually like to do anyway, so that wasn't a big departure for me. So we are going to do a little dry fitting as we get ready to do our sentiment. And I guess I probably am also going to need some black ink. Some black ink. Like I said, guys, a little wackadoo. I guess I'm a little wackadoo. So let's just see how this is going to go. And the first thing I should do is remember that this is a landscape card, not a portrait. So when I get ready to do the inside and I try to do it as a portrait, y'all yell at me across the Facebook, okay? Alright, so that's how that's going to go. Hey Linda, thank you for joining. Hey Sandra with Verna. Thank you guys, I appreciate you spending the time. So all I'm going to do is just a little dry fit, and I know that I've got a card base on the, I've got some extra room here on the left, so I'll push that over like so, just so I know how much room I've really got for my sentiment. I also know I'm really kind of just pushing it right up against the edge, right? That's the easiest way, but you can see how it's going to work out. So let us pull out the sentiment. These are really fun. It's got 3 main images / sentiments, and each one has an outline shape and then a fill-in, which is a fun little quilted looking pattern that I really like. And so because it's multi-step, you would expect it to be photopolymer, and it is. And because it's photopolymer, we're going to be sure to use our squishy mat thingy. Okay. Now, so I've got the outline of the sentiment. My little ladies discovered the foibles and pitfalls of working with black yesterday. They had a lot of black on them by the time they got done. I said, "You're welcome," to their parents and sent them home. Okay, so get plenty of ink on there, and then we're just going to run. I'm going to pull it to me just a little bit, so hopefully I won't, you hate fast fuse. Yeah, it's one of those love-hate things, there's no doubt. Okay, let me see if I can get this on here semi-straight and pushed right up against the edge, like so. And then we'll kind of hold it down to be sure we get a nice image. Like so. Okay, yeah, that worked. That worked. Let me clean it off so that I can use this. You know, this is one of my favorite little blocks. I think this block came in the Watercolor Wishes kit, and I really like it. It's a super size, and it's nice to hang on to, so those things make it perfect for me. Now I'm going to take my fill in. I'm going to close my black. Ah! That was so close, y'all. That was so close. Maybe I should, I don't know, what do y'all think? Should I do, okay, this is going to be an interactive card. What do you think? Should I make this one with green on the inside of my whoosy what's it sentiment? Correct, Susan. No Stamp-N-Lingers because it's photopolymer, so of course it'll line up perfectly every single time. What do you think? Okay, waiting 30 seconds, okay, maybe 3. Should I use garden green or real red to fill in the sentiment? Do, do, do. Sandra says try green. Might as well. Let's do that. Might as well be different. No reason to have two exactly the same, right? All right, green it is. The masses have spoken. All right. Okay, now I'm going to pull it back to me just a little bit. Okay, if my head gets in the way, apologies ahead of time. But I really do want this lined up right. And then we'll just kind of hold it down a little bit until we are sure we've got a solid image. And that's close enough. But if you don't like it, I actually would just as soon it be perfect. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Garden Green Stampin' Right marker. It's a pretty forgiving image, really, because it's solid except for the negative spaces. So it's pretty easy to fix it if you don't get it perfect. So I'm going to, because I can. Because I can. That's why I have all the markers. Now, have you all seen the bundles that I put out there for you? I hoped I would give you an opportunity to save a little money and get all the goodies that you want in this new holiday catalog. So I made a few bundles that I think will be useful. And I'm not really going to put a time limit on it yet, so it's not like it's a big hurry. But do take a look and let me know if you're interested in them. It's just like the Painted Harvest bundle. There's a little form to fill out on my blog, and then I'll send you a PayPal, and then it'll drop ship. Okay, there. Now we have one each perfect image. Parfait. Looks like a lot of work for me? No. Oh, you use your Stamp-A-Majig even with your photopolymers. No? Well, I suppose there are times when that would be an easier way to do it, because then you could really line it up. I just hadn't really thought of that. It's a good idea, though. Okay, so I'm going to put this away, and then I'm going to adhere this to its mat so that it'll be ready to go, and we can put it on the card front. Oh, wait. Now, Julie, what were you saying still looks like a lot of work for me? This card or bundles? I'm confused. Deadline. Yep. This was the day for the double peppermints. You can still get them. There is still time. Just throwing it out there. Alright, and we'll get that pretty lined up. Alright, and now we're going to put it on our card front. I just had a little spasm right there, I'm sorry. We have been making sure that we have water and fuel. I did have to overcome Wayne's objections to paying $2.75 a gallon for fuel, and I made him fill up my truck and three gas cans, so we'll have plenty of fuel for the generator should it go out. What if you outlined the green letters in red? Ooh, that would be cool too. You see the possibilities? This is a wonderful set. Wonderful set. I really love it. So yeah, I could have stamped this in red and then filled it in with green, or vice versa. Or how about embossing this in gold or silver and doing it in red or green? I think that would look pretty with this plaid as well. So lots and lots and lots of possibilities. Okay, I'm going to pull out our little squishy mat again, and now I'm going to make me some candles. I love this little image. I really do. I really think this is the coolest stamp set. Yeah, Jean, the paper is great. I love, I'm going to just fess up. I know it's treasonous. I don't love every paper in the Around the World DSP, but the cool thing is every single sheet has two sides, and so you're almost guaranteed to like one side or the other. And that is the case for me. I like one side or the other of every single sheet of this paper. I really actually like all of the holiday papers. They're so pretty. But I am partial to plaid, no doubt about it. Okay, so you can see we're going to just pretty much center the candles up in the circle. So I will do that again. And it's kind of handy because it doesn't really matter where I put them. Heat embossing scares you? Why? Why? Heat embossing is awesome. I love it when it starts to turn. Makes me feel like I'm a magician. Okay, there we go. How's about that? I'm a magician. Don't be scared of heat embossing. The only thing you have to be careful of with heat embossing, of course, is that you pick your images and sentiments that you choose to heat emboss wisely. Because obviously, there are some, I think there are some sentiments and images that just really don't heat emboss very well because they're too intricate. All right. So now I'm going to mix this up. This first image I've got here is this image here, and in my first card I did these in green, so I'm gonna get wacky and do them in red. Oh my goodness. Yes ma'am, Sandra, heat embossing is in fact magic. Alright. Alright, once again pulling it to me so I can see it good. Again, not being too concerned and worried because if I have a problem I'll just fix it with my markers. But I think that's gonna work out. Okay, just hold it for a second to get a good image. Didn't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it, okay? So I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it right here, right now. Okay, you're right. I probably should just go ahead and suck it up and use my Stamps-N-Lingers. It seems that's all right. This is gonna be fine. It's gonna be just fine. Nobody will know except us little Indians right here. Chalk it up to getting old. All alone, it scares me. With others, I'm all good. Okay. Well, hey, everybody has a thing, right, Paula? Everybody has a thing. Let me find my Stamps-N-Lingers. We'll see how that works. Because apparently I'm 2 for 2 on lining up these images tonight, and so we'll chalk it up to my eyeballs. How about that? So let's do that. You guys have these everywhere in your house? Like, I have them everywhere. They go all over the place. All right. So let's see how this works. This one's going to be in red. In red? No, green. Like I said, I'm wacky. I'm wackadoo today. So first we'll set up our Stamps-N-Lingers. That wasn't very good. Okay. Now the trick will be pick up the Stamps-N-Lingers without dislodging my swikle. And here we go. Let's see what we get. True. I would really much rather have those little Stampin' dimensional thingies. Yeah, I missed it. You're right. I needed to stamp on this side. But I usually stamp on the, actually this is the right side. I stamp on the smooth side. Alright, let me fix that up. You know, when I made the first one, when I wasn't on camera, every single stamp turned out perfect. Sure, that's the way it works. I'm going to blame it on Irma. Everything is Irma's fault this week. Alright, now I'm going to clean my stamp off. No, I'm not. I'll just put them on a different stamp. Now I'm going to make some flames. flames. I'm going to make little tiny candle flames. Little tiny candle flames. Yep, that is always the way. If nobody is looking, it works out perfectly. When it's on camera, not so much. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. All right. Head in the way now, people. Sorry. All right. Okay, so now I will add my pine bough. That one's pretty easy because it doesn't have to line up to anything at all. Not at all, not at all. It just goes on there all by its lonesome self. Okay. And we'll just put him right about there. Like so. Yes, in fact, there are two sides to the paper. But, see, the problem with this one is when you turn this over, I wrote on it, one. And second, I don't like how the stitches look on the back side. So I would have, if I had hated this too much, I would have had to cut a new one, which would have been fine too. But I did not hate it that much. So let us fast fuse this to its little tiny mat. Sometimes fast fuse just has a brain of its own. It really does. All right, thank you, Brooke. Glad you're squinting your eyes so you don't see anything wrong. It's actually okay. It's actually okay. All right. Now I'm going to use some dimensionals and pop this onto my card front. But what I'm going to do first is fold up my card base and do a quick dry fit so that I can see how much overlap I can have. I really like how it looks when you color outside the edges, as it were. And put, there we go. So that's about where I can put it. All right. I had a good little FaceTime today with my friend Jean down there in Florida. That was fun to get to see her, and I sort of met Donna, her daughter, and her brother, and Judy Gall, who is one of my downlines, and Sharon was there too, I believe. So that was fun to see them. Now they're without power, as is my friend and downline Karen, who lives in North Fort Myers. So it's going to be a long night for them, I'm afeared. All right, so there we go, like so. Now, I'll take a little bit of this new mini tinsel trim, and I'm just going to tie a little bow. Tie a little bow. It actually ties pretty nicely, because it's a whole lot like baker's twine, only tinsely and shiny. This also comes in silver. You get a 2-pack, so that's kind of fun. I like it. And that's going to be a little too long, but that's okay. We have scissors. That's what we have scissors for. And then I will find a glue dot. So last night was funny. Oh, glue dots. Not glue dots in here. Hang on a minute. So last night was funny. I kept pulling glue dots out because, you know, glue dots are pretty popular things. And we were making that spooky cat card, and it uses glue dots. One of the little girls said, "How many glue dots do you use?" And I said, "Lots." I used lots of glue dots. I did not tell her. She didn't quite pick up on how many Stampin' Dimensionals we used. The glue dots really struck her, though. All right, so we're going to just put this on here like that to give it a little bling, because bling is the thing. And then I'm going to take some of the new black rhinestones, and I'm going to put them right over the little dots in the flourish, because bling is even more things. Thank you, Verna. Every once in a while, I get lucky and it fits the way it's supposed to. All right. These black rhinestones are fun. I like them. Okay, so there is the card front, and we're going to set that aside for just a second and make our inside. So, just to remind you what that's going to look like, here is a reprise. Alrighty, put my tinsel away. Now, to begin, I will put on my sentiment, and I'm going to do it in green this time because I can, and because that way it will coordinate better with the front of the card, I believe. Thank you, Barbara. I was happy with it. But, you know, as somebody said at the beginning, was it Julie? Plaid and pines. Hard to go wrong with that. Hard to go wrong with that. Okay, so there's the sentiment. Isn't that a pretty font? I love the font on this, in this set. So pretty. So pretty, so pretty, so pretty. Okay, now I will take my candles again. And so what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to stamp these off. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 2 times, and then the 3rd time I will stamp the card. You can see how light it will be. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Hey, Amy. Glad to see you here. Appreciate that. Are you battened down, kid? We've been battening all day. And by we, I mostly mean Wayne, because, you know, he's moving all of his equipment. We just put hay in the barn so that we would, Hey, Jean. Glad to see you. It will be on YouTube. I'll post it as soon as we get done here. I'll just go ahead, since I have my candle flames on here, I'll go ahead and do those now. Get a little out of order. 1, 2. 3. Barely visible, and that's kind of the point. Don't want them to overpower the sentiment. All the lawn stuff put away in a cupboard full of stuff to eat. It sounds like you're set, kid. I'm glad to hear it. It actually seems kind of rude to say I hope it goes further west, because that's putting other people in danger, but I kind of do hope it goes further west. 1, 2. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, I should put it on the right image and then I'll be in much better shape. 3. And then we'll do the other one in green. Get this out the way before I have ink all over it, because, you know, yeah. Here we go. And 1 and a 2 and a 3. You guys see what I did? Do you see what I did there? Look closely here. I'll show you. Can you see it? Take a look. There you go. Keep looking. Oh, look at my head in there. Keep looking. You see it? Even with my head in there, I totally put that image on upside down. Look at that. I actually did not write on the back of this sheet because apparently I knew the size. So, quick like a bunny, I'm redoing it because it's my card and I can. because I don't like it being not right. I don't like it being not right. Alright, I can see that good enough. Alright, let's try that again. Mulligan, mulligan, mulligan. I get the mulligan. I know, Brooke. That's why I said I felt bad hoping it was going to go west. Right now, it looks like it's going to try to go right up through Huntsville, where I have a whole bunch of friends too. So, kind of a bad go all the way around, really. I'm pretty much ready for Irma to get the heck out. Get the heck out. Okay. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it right, by gosh. This one is going to be right, or I'm going to know the reason why. Probably because I'm goofy. That looks right. There we go. Okay. Haha, much more better. Much more better. That's a much more better. But now I have to find the other candle image. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, we're surrounded by tall trees too, Linda. That's been our biggest concern. Wayne spent some time yesterday pushing over some of the more suspect trees around our property. That said, if it's going to take out trees, I hope it knocks out right in the middle of my living room. With us not in it, of course, but that way maybe, you know, get us some remodeling done. There we go. All right, and then I'll get my candles on there. Thank goodness there's two sides to paper, right? 1, 2. Okay, and there's the inside, and then we'll just put it on its mat. That's more of my persnickety fast fuse. Yeah, those poor little girls, they messed with that fast fuse last night. But they went away happy, and I think their dad's going to get them a Paper Pumpkin subscription, because they really liked it. They really liked it. Alright, now I'll get my card base here. Thank you, Jean. I know, it's like there's nothing on TV except hurricane coverage. You would think that based on how much time we've spent watching it. Part of the problem is we've watched the track change so many times now. People we thought were in jeopardy aren't so much, and people we didn't think were in jeopardy are, and that's scary. So she is kind of a, well, you know. And then I guess Jose's out there pushing her around even more and helping her make bad decisions about where to go. Hey Christina, thank you for joining. Hey Patricia. Where are you at in North Carolina? Are you going to be in trouble? We'd originally been concerned about our property in Columbus, but I think that one's going to be spared. We're now going to be we're a tropical storm warning. And I got to tell you, let's just be honest here. I have never been in a tropical storm, and I'm a little bit afeared, and I'm not even too proud to say that. I'm afraid of the tornadoes, and I'm afraid of the giant wind, and you know, pretty much I'm a wuss. Let's face it. All right, and then I've popped the card front on with some dimensionals, and there we go. I kind of like it with the green. It looks good. All right, so now let's go ahead and make a quick envelope. And this is going to have another of the candle images on the front. This will be all full strength again because there's room. Oh, thank you, Karen. That was sweet. Linda, you must be, are you west? No, you're east. You're in Conyers, right? So, I don't know. Our TourCon was, they were talking about it being high, but then they started talking about it only being isolated, so I'm gonna pretend like that's what's really gonna happen. Because I like that better than the idea of them just marching through hither and yon and willy and nilly. I don't like tornadoes. Center of the state near Greensboro, Winston-Salem. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad that you guys got spared. Been hard to keep track of her, there's no doubt. She's kind of all over the place. Kind of all over the place. You know who's brave or stupid, I'm not real sure, is all the news people who are down there right in the middle of it. David Muir was just showing where all the windows broke in the hotel that they were staying at. It's like, dude, hello, you might want to think that through. You went to the hurricane, hello. But, you know, everybody does their own thing, right? They're pretty brave, and it's good to be able to see what's going on, I suppose. Okay. What did I just do there? Yeah, okay. Don't be afraid. When you live on the Gulf, you have tropical storms for you. I know, but I don't live on the Gulf. And I've never lived on the Gulf. It's just not what I do. I have never done it. So this will be my first, and then I can say I've done it. All right. Look at that. Now I have a Stampin' Dimensional in my ink pad. That has never happened before, only every day. Do you ever ink up and then stamp and you're like, why does that image look, oh, because there was a Stampin' Dimensional on the ink pad. Goofy. All right. Where's my other, oh, there it is. Gosh, I can't keep track of nothing tonight, people. It's terrible. Just terrible. It's just terrible. All right, and then we'll do some reds. Some reds. Oh, that was terrible bad. But you see that, you get the gist, right? Yeah. So you know what'll happen with this envelope? It's going in the round file. So I'm not even going to waste a piece of my plaid, but I would add it to the envelope so that miraculously and amazingly it would look like my sample envelope, which has disappeared. It's gone. It's just gone, people. It has flown away, flown the coop, left the building. It's just like Elvis. But, good Lord, it really has literally disappeared. Literally disappeared. And I'm even using literally correct. Yes, my nerves are getting the best of me. That's not good. It's a good thing I'm not a pilot anymore, huh? I had nerves of steel when I was a pilot. I've just lost them. All right, folks, I have no idea where the envelope went, but you know what it looked like. So here we go. One each in green and one in red. I like them both, and I think we had some really good ideas for other ways to use this cool stamp set. So please check out my bundles. Talk to me about doing a catalog workshop, and let's get you a $300 show worked out so that you can get this stamp set for free. It's only good through the end of October, and then it will be gone, 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 gone. Yeah, I probably will. Okay, Susan, use my, probably will use my markers. Yeah, it wouldn't be hard to fix that. Wouldn't be hard to fix that at all. All right, people, I appreciate the time you have taken, and I hope that if you are in a place where it was not so great, then I hope you stay safe for the next couple of nights. Alrighty, I'm out, people. See ya. Bye.